Okay, now let us get into this evidence. And this evidence is coming from The Guardian, right? Now, this evidence was sent to me by a team member. Trans hospital patients in England to be banned from female and male only wards. Let's get into this evidence. Trans hospital patients in England will be banned from being treated in female and male only wards on the plans announced by the Health Secretary. In a speech to the Conservative activists at the party's conference in Manchester, Steve Barclay also promised a patient's request to have intimate care provided by someone of the same biological sex would be respected, right? He vowed to update the NHS constitution to give effect to the proposal after consultation, saying the changes would protect the privacy, dignity, and safety of all patients. Now listen to this bit. However, the comments sparked a backlash from moderate Tory MPs who fear LGBTQ people are being treated as part of a wider culture war designed to appeal to the right of the party. Jamie Wallis, a Conservative who became the first openly transgender MP last year, said Barclay was grappling with a non-issue, right? It is an issue. And the thing is that people are too polite to let it be known that they are not comfortable with what is going on, right? If your DNA says you are a man, you should be on a male ward. If your DNA says you are a female, you should be on a female ward, right? Britain is not a banana republic, right? And as soon as these politicians realize that they are a world power, and if you're a world power and you don't know the difference between a male and a female, you don't deserve to be in that position. Full stop. Right? The UK have some of the world's top universities. People pay thousands of pounds to come to these universities. And if you don't know the difference between a male and a female, you should not be in that position. Right? Full stop. So it is not a non-issue. Right? Our ancestors have worked really hard to put Britain in the position it is in today. Why should we sit and allow a small minority of people to drag us back thousands of years? Why? Why should we play your game? Clearly, your DNA says you're a man, despite the fact that a surgeon gave you some breasts, some hair, right? And you want us to call you a woman. No, you are a biological man, right? When you enter the National Health Service, you should be treated as such, because they are world leaders. And if they don't know the difference between a male and female, right? We shouldn't be training nurses and doctors, right? We shouldn't be training nurses and doctors for all over the world, right? Because we don't know the difference between male and female. And these people, they want their way. Everyone should play their game at the expense of the demise of this powerful country, because that is what is going to happen. And if people sit down and allow this 1%, less than 1%, to destroy everything our ancestors have built up, right? How can you have a world power, top universities, and you don't know the difference between a man and a woman? Really? At some point, this game needs to stop. And when you enter the doors of the NHS, that little game you're going to play where a man wears a wig and everyone call him a woman, it has to stop right there. Once you enter the NHS, it stops right there. Once you enter our learning institution, it stops right there. No one is playing your game. We go by your DNA. Right? It's the whole thing is just getting ridiculous. And people need to understand, right? There is a plan to destroy the West. There's a plan to destroy Europe. A nation that stands with the Most High is a nation that cannot be defeated. Once you embrace the so-called LGBTQ agenda that they want to say is a non-issue, right? Once you embrace it, you basically push the Most High out of your land, right? So you have a choice. It's either the LGBTQ agenda, you're going to put them on a pedestal, or the Most High Creator. You have a choice, Britain. You embrace the Most High Creator and keep your power and keep your wealth, or you embrace the LGBTQ and soon you find yourself in this AI slavery that is coming, that China is going to inflict on you all. That's the choice, right? You can't have it all. People, we need to understand the time and season we're living in. You need to understand that they are setting you up, right? They are setting you up. We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High.